Okay, all right. What's good? What's good? I sorry, I had some technical difficulties. I needed to get an engineer, but um, trying to figure out this stream. But I think I got it going. I got the mic. I think I got the audio good. So I'm going to continue with my story. I got the little chat thing on there. I don't know if it's working. Nobody's watching. Thank goodness, because keep messing up. All right. So let's get to the story. Okay, so my first story today is The Rock. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is talking about remaking Big Trouble in Little China. Now I had to talk about this because this is kind of crazy. So I'm looking like Big Trouble in Little China, one of my favorite movies growing up. I used to quote this movie I can still quote this movie. I still do quote this movie. Matter of fact, people don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I just throw out a Jack Burton line because it's one of my favorite movies growing up. And some of which you just can't remake, man. So like this movie, like I said before, this movie on paper looked like it's gonna be the dumbest movie you ever seen. And then when you see this movie, when this movie's actually come together, it was like, dare I say, a masterpiece? Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? I can sit back and watch the movie right now. I can watch this movie right now, 30 years later. So, great movie, 30 years old, still holds up, and now they talking about remaking it. Now the track record for remakes ain't been stellar. I like, okay, couple classics, Total Recall, RoboCop. I love both of those movies. Both of the remakes, trash. Like, you just can't do it. Now they talking about remaking Big Trouble in Little China and having The Rock do it. Okay. Rock was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. So I like The Rock and I love Big Trouble in Little China. Why can't they go together? Because it just don't. So what I've been hearing, what I read, the Big Trouble in Little China is not supposed to be a remake. It's supposed to be a continuation. So now we got a part 2. That's even worse. So, okay. It's going to be in the same universe. I don't think he's playing Jack Burton. I'm going to tell you right now, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson cannot play the same character that Kurt Russell played in Big Trouble in Little China. That cannot happen. No way. He don't have the chops. Can't do it. All right, so they're gonna do a continuation. I guess The Rock is gonna be another character in this universe. Jack Burton's friend or something. I don't know. Now you gotta remember this 30 years later. So if this is in the same universe, that was in 1987. So this is gonna be 2018. So this is gonna be basically a part 2. A part 2. It probably don't be. They basically what they gonna say is it's gonna be like a soft reboot. I bet it's gonna be like a soft reboot. It's kind of do like they did with Star Wars, where they gonna take characters and they gonna be like, oh, 30 years ago, you know, this guy named Jack Burton did this, da da da, you know. So I don't know if that works. Sometimes they could just leave shit alone. I think this is one of them times. Because, I mean, I'm for real, Big Trouble in Little China was kind of like lightning in a bottle. Like, you got lightning in a bottle, ain't no way that you can do it again. It was one of the movies that it worked for. Nobody really know how it worked, but it worked. So The Rock had struck gold with the Jumanji remake. So I guess he just say, you know what? Let me go deeper in that well. Let me see what other movies that ain't been remade yet, and you know, put my spin on it and see what we come up with. And I'm telling you right now, man, The Rock is reaching. He's reaching a little too hard. And I don't really need him messing with stuff that I grew up cherishing, like Big Trouble in Little China. That ain't working for me. So I got to say no on this one. I got to say a big fat no. Not going to work. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Think about it. You know, it ain't even in production or whatever, so think about it before you do it. Just it's not gonna work. Please leave it alone. Pretty please leave it alone. Okay. There's a couple other things I saw that I want to talk about. Let me see here. It happened. This stuff been happening like, you know, all week, and I just ain't really got a chance to talk about nothing. But it was something that happened with that we got some news, right? Hold on, let me do a little transition. All right, cool. Something happened with damn it. Something happened with well, you see it is cut off a little bit, but anyway, something happened this week, right? Alec Baldwin was cast to play Thomas Wayne in the up-and-coming Joker standalone movie, right? I really didn't feel Alec Baldwin. I really didn't feel Alec Baldwin in this. Let me give you a picture. Yeah, that's Alec Baldwin right there. Alec Baldwin now. Alec Baldwin been doing this for a minute, so it ain't like he started acting yesterday. Dude been acting for 30 plus years. You know what I'm saying? So Alec Baldwin is supposed to play Bruce Wayne's father. In this it's kind of like this movie's like a prequel. It's like the Joker origin. It's like a prequel to Batman. This is supposed to be Joker's origin, but I guess they're gonna have Bruce do a little cameo when he's real young. And when I was hearing, they wanted Thomas Wayne to be, and this sounds so stupid, a Trump-like character with a tan. And as everybody know, Alec Baldwin famously imitates Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live regularly. So that is all the reasons why this shit just not gonna work, right? That's all the more reasons why this shit is not gonna work, because you got Alec Baldwin, doing his thing on Saturday Night Live just to be funny. And now, if you take that and you put that in a serious movie, it's just not gonna work. Especially a movie like this where it's like, okay, this movie is supposed to be Joker's origin. It's supposed to be, and everybody, if anybody never heard of The Killing Joke, the Joker had this is how the Joker became the Joker, and not just. So like the 1989 movie, the Joker was created when he ran into Batman and it was an accident, whatever. They had more of a backstory on The Killing Joke. Had way more of a backstory, and it had this big tragic thing that happened to him, and then he became the Joker or whatever. So if you're gonna do that serious tone with that, then you're gonna have Alec Baldwin acting like Donald Trump. So I think that was just a rumor. I don't think that was true. I just heard people joking like that, and I heard that they was thinking about doing that, and that's just a huge mistake. So let's just say they don't go that direction at all. I still don't feel Alec Baldwin is the right choice for that role, but I am okay with it because Alec Baldwin is a seasoned veteran actor, been acting for 30 plus years, and he proved he can do that. He can step up to the role that you give him. So it doesn't really matter if he don't fit the role, because his acting ability is going to make him, outshine whatever shortcomings he have for that role. So I'm cool with that. I was cool with it. So once they told me with it, I kind of was like, I don't know. Then I was like, I immediately started thinking, well, Alec Baldwin can do it. So I was cool with it. Next thing I know, I hear Alec Baldwin dropped out of it. Alec Baldwin quit and said, "No, I'm cool. I don't really. I ain't trying to. I'm trying to fix that so it'll show, but I don't know why." Anyway, Alec Baldwin said, "I'm cool. I ain't gonna." Let me see. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, here we go. All right, I just wanted to fix that. It's stupid. Anyway, Alec Baldwin dropped out and said, you know, I don't want to do this no more because I think, and I ain't trying to blame nobody, but I think it was because of the fan base. People was just tweeting, talking crap, complaining. Oh, they're gonna have him playing a Donald Trump impersonation. You know, he didn't want to hear that shit. You know, and I don't blame him. You know, and this kind of make me mad. Where I'm thinking, I'm saying this a lot with the DC fan base, and I'm not trying to jump on the DC. I'm a DC fan myself, but it's just the fact that when these decisions get made, sometimes you got to let the professionals work. Sometimes you got to let them do their job, and then we can kind of critique it when it's done. But because of the social media and all the stuff now, we have a we can see what's going on before everything happens. So everybody got opinion. Like I remember when Ben Affleck was cast as Batman, everybody had opinion. Everybody jumped on Ben Affleck. It was like, oh man, this is Daredevil 2.0 or you know whatever. It's like it was a everybody was ready to crucify Ben Affleck and talking about he was gonna be the worst part of Batman vs Superman. Da da da. And guess what? He was the best part of Batman vs Superman. He did a great job. He looked the role. He did a great job. He was in shape. Like, okay, so that made me say right there, the fans, y'all don't really always know what you want. You hire somebody to do a job, let them do the job. Let them do the job, and then you critique it after it's done. You think you saving it from being bad by saying, oh, this person can't do it. No, let the professionals work. Let them do their job, and then when it's done, then we critique it. You know, instead of everybody got all this critiquing to do before the shit is even happens. So to me, that's kind of like messing up the pre-production process, man. And I really don't care for that much, man. It's like I got an opinion, but I'm not gonna let that. I don't want to let that deter you from doing what you was gonna do. Just do what you was gonna do, and I will critique it after it's done. So, like I said, Alec Baldwin quit, and I think it's because probably just got too much tweeting, and he's like, look, I'm a professional actor. I don't feel like playing all these games with these people. I'm not gonna sit there and act like it's like when he works, he want to work. He can't be. I'm not going to do this just to make people happy. I'm not going to cater to. I'm going to do my job, and you tell me if you like it after I do the job. But you all in my face before I even do the job. That's a problem. So I think that's a problem. I think people just need to pull back and let people do their job, and then we can critique the final product. Because they are professionals. They've been doing this for years. Let them do their job. That's all I got to say about that. So I'm gonna move on. Got another little topic I wanted to get into. So I heard this news too, man. I heard Tom Cruise. Let me see if I got this here. Get this queued up. All right, Tom Cruise. Let me see if I get that picture. Here we go. Tom Cruise is supposed to be playing. Tom Cruise is the front runner to play in the Green Lantern movie as Hal Jordan. Now, I don't know how true this is, but I heard this, and I heard that DC Warner Brothers was seriously considering having him be Hal Jordan. And let me see, I got a little picture for you. There you go. Tom Cruise is Hal Jordan. Man, look, dude. Now, what I feel about this. All right. That's what I feel about this, man. Tom Cruise is a good actor. Tom Cruise, he's an iconic actor. He the Mission Impossible movies, whatever, he made them his own. I'm gonna say if they do this is a huge mistake. Huge mistake. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause one, Tom Cruise will take over your movie. It's some actors that just get a little too big. They name too big. It won't be Green Lantern no more. It'll be Tom Cruise as the Green Lantern. It'll be his movie. And not only that, now for what I heard, he has writers that that he works with, that he only works with. So when he come to a movie, he'll have the writers change your script for him, you know, and he'll have the producers pay the writers. So he said, look, if you hire me, you got to hire them. And they might change the script on the fly. So if you're a director, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare for a director where you got a movie made, you got a movie you already you got a movie made, you got a movie in your head, you got a movie you already envisioned that you want to do, and then Tom Cruise like, nah, I ain't doing that, son. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And you can't, you know, he too big. So, you know, so now if you got a movie envisioned, Green Lantern movie already envisioned, and then Tom Cruise come in, all they're gonna do is tell you what he's gonna do and what he's not gonna do. You know, and it's like, no, that's gonna ruin your movie. Not to mention, let's talk a little bit about the Dark Universe. Remember that? People forgot about that already. Tom Cruise was supposed to have supposed to be the front man in Universal's Monsters Team Up. So they was going to do something called the Dark Universe, where they were going to take all the monster movies and they was going to take all the monster movies and they was going to have them team up like the Avengers. They was going to do the Wolfman, Frankenstein, Dracula, the Mummy, you know, all the monsters from Universal, which I thought was kind of a cool idea, but the way they did it, bad idea. They actually had the monsters fighting. It looked like a superhero movie. They gave them powers, and they made it the tone so childish. I'm looking like, no, this is a mistake. This is a huge mistake. And I think a lot of that was because of Tom Cruise. I'm looking like, I was hearing, now I'm not 100% sure, but I was hearing that he had them rewrite a lot of the Mummy last year. Tom Cruise came out with the Mummy movie. He had them rewrite a lot of that, and it was like, and it just made it so cartoonish and goofy in tone. And I'm looking like, you had a chance to do a rated R adult universe, you know, that could have been about, you know, with the monsters. It could have been like a horror universe, a rated R adult horror universe, where you already got your Marvel universe that's like basically for kids. It's kind of colorful. It's more like a young adult, teenager, you know what I'm saying, like a teenager to adult kind of universe. It's colorful. It's not much harsh language. Nobody really dies. It's not really that much blood. You know, one of them. This could have been a horror universe where it's an adult in tone. I think that was a great idea, and they like really made a huge mistake by not doing anything with that. And I think Tom Cruise was a big reason why some of that didn't work, because it looks like he wrote his character to have so many jokes, and they made it kind of just corny. And I'm looking at the Mummy. They got this dude, and this before he had any powers. They got him like getting knocked in the air like 30 feet and then fall down like, what the fuck? Anybody would be dead. What is this, a joke? So anyway, that didn't work. They kind of pulled the plug on the Dark Universe before even got started. So I'm looking like this is the kind of stuff Tom Cruise probably going to bring to your movie. He's not going to really too much make it, you know, that much better. I think this is a huge mistake. They should not do it. They need to really think about it. And, you know, and I ain't trying to just rag on Tom Cruise. It's just, this is not for him. Stuff like this is not for him. So I hope they really think about it before they do it. I just hope they don't, I just hope they don't make that decision just because he got a name. and he can bring in his fans because he got like a following, and I think that's kind of the reasoning behind this. He got a following, and you want to go with his following to get him on board with this movie because the Green Lantern kind of tainted a little bit. But I'm thinking like, okay, his following is not going to like Green Lantern, so they're not going to stay with the universe, you know. So you should just really think about that before you make that decision. That's all I ask. All right, so move on. I got a couple other things that's going on here. Oh, well, okay, yeah. James Gunn. Let's talk about that. James Gunn and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They halted production on Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and this is telling me one thing: they're not coming back. They're not bringing James Gunn back at all. Like they're not even thinking about it. I think they want to separate themselves from him all the way. So I don't think they want him on the credits as a producer, as a writer, definitely not a director at all. Now, as you know, James Gunn made some real tweets. Some how should I put it? He put out some tweets that's real edgy. Now, for what he said, he was just joking, and this was like part of his little humor because he had like a little internet-based web series or something that was made off shock humor. So this was like part of his little shock humor. So he was saying stuff that was like sexist and racist, and he said something about some pedophilia stuff. It wasn't funny, in my opinion, but I mean it's whatever. So Disney went ahead, let him go, and they don't want nothing to do with his script. They don't want him to direct, and like I said, they don't want him to produce either. So they, since he was so involved in the process, I think they had to kind of go back to square one with that because they couldn't use his script, so they had to start over with a whole nother script. So Bautista famously came out and was saying that, you know, there go Bautista right there. They were saying that, hey, if they don't use James Gunn's script, then we're not going to do it. If they don't use James Gunn's script, then I'm gonna quit. You know, even though they got him on the contract, I don't think he can do that. I think it might have been a bluff. Maybe it is. Maybe he don't care. Whatever. But all I know is he's a major part of Guardians 3. Bautista played Drax the Destroyer. He's a good part of it, but I think the movie actually can survive without him. So I don't think he got that. He don't think he got no for real leverage. But I'm gonna tell you like this. This is my opinion on this whole thing, man. Whether the reason why he got fired is up for debate, you know, but I'm glad he got fired. Me personally. And I'm going to tell you why. I hate Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I said it. I hate Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I love Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Okay? James Gunn did not write that. He directed that. He wrote Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and directed it. And he also wrote and directed Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed. Now, can you see where I'm going with this? I think he's a decent director, but I think he's a shitty writer. And I think that now I don't know if I think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 got a pass because Guardians 1 was good. Marvel was just riding high. Everybody was like, "Oh, I love Marvel." Nobody could actually say Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was good. Everybody said, "Oh, yeah, it was cool. I had fun with it." It's like they scared to say it was shitty. I hated that movie. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not afraid to say it because I want action. When people don't talk about the problem continues. When people know the problem exists and they don't want, oh, don't say nothing about it or don't complain, what happens? Nothing happens. You might get tired of complaining, and you might people probably don't want to hear you, but this is the only way shit gets done. when you talk about the shit. So I'm talking about Guardians 2. Guardians 2 is just trash. I hated it. That movie was a cartoon. The movie was a fucking cartoon. It was not good. The story, the drama was just way too much. It was too much family drama where it was like, it looked like a the CW family shows back in the day, Seventh Heaven or something. It looked like something like that. The drama was on that par. It was on par with that, far as the drama. And, you know, the action was too goofy. And I was like, dude, I hate this movie. I'm so mad because I love the first one. Because after I saw the first one, I was so excited to have a space adventure. So I'm looking like we got a cross between Star Wars and Flash Gordon, you know, or Star Wars and Star Trek. You know, it's a good mix because it's got like science fiction elements, it's got funny stuff, you know, and then it's got like some fantasy elements all meshed in one. So I'm like, oh shit, I like this stuff. You know, I can actually watch a series. I was actually really thinking like, part one, I like to see a series after I saw part one. And then I saw part two, I was like, no, I'm cool. That's one of them, I think it was a one-time good hit, but you missed with the part two. So I think that James Gunn had one good hit with part one, and I don't think he can do nothing else past that. And I'm glad he's gone because I did not want to see another repeat of part two. Now, this brings in the dude from Thor 3, Taika Waititi, I think his name is. I think he's from like New Zealand. That's a good director. I really like the direction they went with Thor because Thor was a good blend of action and comedy. So if they bring him in and have him fix the whole Guardians debacle, maybe we can say this. Maybe we can say this. But as of right now, James Gunn is out. They don't want nothing to do with him, and I'm actually cool with that. So, like I was saying, they halted production. So Guardians 3 probably going to be pushed out. I think they was talking about coming out like 2019, end of 2019. Now it's going to be like 2020. It's going to be like 2020. So I'm willing to wait for a better product. You know, I don't need to have it to happen now just to get a good product. So I'm willing to wait. So I'm going to push on. Do I got anything else to talk about? Oh, okay. I got... that's all I got to say about that. I got a couple other things I want to do. I want to do a couple of movie. I want to do a couple of trailer reactions. Oh, let's see here. So anyway, I was gonna do a couple of trailer reactions. I saw today the Predators got a final trailer out, and I want to check that out and do a little reaction for it. It was now it come out in 2 weeks, and I'm not crazy about this movie, man. I'm not crazy about that first trailer. Now I'm a big fan of the original Predator and Predator 2. I'm a big fan of both the first original 2 movies. Now all the other ones, Aliens vs. Predator 1 and 2, and the Predators, I'm like, you know, cool. So when I watched this trailer and I found out that Shane Black is directing, this is the writer of, he wrote Lethal Weapon, and he was actually in the original Predator. So, and not to mention, he directed Iron Man 3, and he done some other movies that I'm really fond of. So I was like, okay, well, they're going in the right direction. They got a good guy doing it. You know, maybe it's going to do something. So I was on board. So then when I saw that first trailer, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. It didn't grab me. You know, I know they got the bigger Predator, and which did look exciting. But I'm going to have to... They didn't really bring me in. So now we got this new trailer, and maybe they might show more footage, or maybe they're going to cut it different, you know. So we'll see. So I'm going to watch this trailer and then have a little reaction discussion for that. So without further ado, the Predator trailer. Really, man? God damn it.
Let me guess. He's done something crazy.
Shove me again, I'm gonna break your neck.
Welcome to the Looney Bus.
McKenna.
Nebraska Williams.
That's Coyle.
That's Lynch. With Merckx. Why are you here?
Sorry about that.
Come on, man.
All right.
I had a run-in with a space alien.
This fucking guy is crazier than the rest of us.
Worst joke ever.
That's the thing that killed my men.
Alien.
Predators. It exploits weakness, tracks its prey, like a game. Seems to enjoy it.
That's not a predator, that's a sports hunter.
Well, we took a vote. Predators cooler, right? Fuck yeah.
Do you have a plan? Ex-sniper with PTSD and a team that's mental? You're insane, right?
Gentlemen, they're large, they're fast, and fucking you up's their idea of tourism.
Figured something out. I think we're gonna die. Just pointing it out.
Our big boy's a hunter. He brought his dogs with him.
Damn.
The Predator. Only in theaters, September 14th.
Okay. All right, I'm back. Man, I want to say that did look a lot better. That looked a whole lot better than the other trailer. Now, I think, this might be because of they was holding back because they didn't want to give away too much. And I respect that, but you just got to figure out a way to cut a trailer to make it suspenseful without giving away stuff. But now they just let it all out there. They showed the big predator. They showed people getting killed and stuff. So I'm cool, man. I'm cool. It made it. They took it up a notch. They took it up a couple notches for me. So I already wanted to see it. Now I really want to see it. So that did look good. I ain't gonna lie. So kudos for them for doing that. And I'm more on board than I was. And I was gonna see it anyway because I'm a huge Predator fan, but I just wasn't feeling like it was gonna be all that. But that actually was a lot better, All right, so I got another trailer, man. I got this. Make sure my thing is on there right because last time it didn't. Hold on. Okay, I got True Detective 3. Now I'm a big fan of True Detective. First season. Second season was okay. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't comparing to their first season. I think that first season, because I love like these hard-boiled detective stories, and I like I kind of like procedurals too. And I just like seeing it from both ends. They didn't really give you that because they wanted it to be a surprise. You didn't really get a look at the killer, the serial killers. The killer's point of view is more from the detective's point of view because it's called True Detective. But I like going through the process of how they catch these criminals or whatever, like stuff like Seven. I was really into watching them work. And True Detective is is really that to its core was detective work, So and it was character study too. It was all about these characters. So I'm gonna go ahead watch this trailer for this season 3. Now I saw on the thumbnail they got Mahershala Ali in the lead role. So I'm a big fan of his too. So let me see what this trailer looking like, and then I have a little discussion after I see the trailer. So without further ado, True Detective Season 3.
Before you ever knew me, I wasn't scared much. I wasn't a fearful man.
Now, is that his real hair? Cause
I've seen things I know.
it just looked like a wig.
I'm doing calls on. My whole brain's a bunch of missing pieces.
See, these shows, they kind of go through decades and shit. Cause he look old. Okay.
My job. There's no certainty. This case is more haunting than anything. I want to know the whole story.
So, True Detective Season 3, a lot of staring. A lot of just staring, with concerned looks. And that's cool because I think this is a teaser, and I hate when they give away too much story on a teaser, but I'm enjoying I'm enjoying just the acting without speaking, So it looks like a detective story. Now I didn't see really who was his partner because they usually center around two people. For the first two seasons, it's always two people, The first season, it was Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. The second season, it was Vince Vaughn and Colin Farrell. So it's kind of like, it's usually, a character study of these two people and whatever case they working on, it just, the toll it takes on their life or something, So I didn't really get a chance to, I really didn't get a look at who his partner was. I could tell they're going to do like, a whole life kind of thing because looked like he went from 30 to like 60, So I'm looking like, okay, they doing that. That's interesting. But I couldn't get a gauge on any other characters because it was more, I just seen for real one character, Mahershala Ali character, Mr. Ali character in there. But it looks interesting. I can't say it looked good because I don't know what it's about, but a teaser is supposed to do that, make you interested. So I want to see the full trailer before I can gauge. Do I think this look really, really good? So, all right, that's my whole stream for the day, man. I'm kind of just learning. I'm kind of just seeing what I'm gonna do. Sometimes I'm gonna have a partner, and we're gonna stream a little more often. So I don't have no kind of schedule. I'm just kind of like messing with the stuff and seeing how I like it or whatever. So I appreciate anybody for checking me out. I see I got one person watching. I don't know if that was an accident or what, but I appreciate anybody for watching, and if anybody gonna watch this later, leave me some comments and let me know what I messed up on or whatever. So appreciate it. Subscribe, get those alerts. So when I do stream, it just pop up on your phone. You ain't gotta watch it, but you'll know if I'm streaming. You might watch it. You might be bored. Like, oh, see, what are you talking about? So all right. So I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna talk to y'all later. All right. Peace.